feel like I'm failing at a lot of things at the moment. So I made a list. But why on earth am I talking about failure? How negative. What a downer. Why can't we all just look on the bright side of life? Things I'm currently failing at. My tax return. I'm normally really organised with things like this, and I booked time in for myself to get my tax return done before Christmas. But then Benji got really ill and time just seemed to slip away. I don't regret a moment that I spent with that pooch before he left us. So it's fine, but because I had to put it off, I entered January in a state of trepidation. You might know that I'm recording the Obey Robots album at the moment, and I'm spending very long 10 to 12 hour days sitting at my desk. This is actually the first time I've been out in ages. So you can imagine how relieved I was when HMRC put the deadline back to the 28th of February. Thank you very much for that. I'm also failing at keeping up with Casey Neistat's filmmaking and storytelling course. I'm up to date with all the video lessons, and I've been taking part in the peer review stuff, getting involved in encouraging and commenting on other people's work. And I think I might be making some friends in there, so that's really nice. But it really feels like crunch time with this recording now, and I don't want to look back on my month and think, oh, if only I hadn't spent 2 or 3 days making that video for the Casey Neistat course. Always have to put the time in to make the album the best it can be. It's kind of funny I put this next one on my list at all, because it's always on my list of failures. And it's housework. Turns out it's not possible to keep a house really tidy while spending 10 to 12 hours at your desk. And that's okay. I've got a bonus fail for you now, which is that I'm failing at planning out my videos, because the list that I just had on my phone that was saved in my email drafts has disappeared and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to have to try and remember what else I'm failing at from my own brain. I'm failing at exercise too. Even yoga, which is easy to do because I just get up in the morning and do it in my living room. Haven't been doing that, haven't gone running for ages. I got to week 6 of a 10K training program and it had all gone pretty well. I'd done most of the runs, not all of the runs, but that's okay because, you know, it's a great target to aim for, to do every run on a training program, but it doesn't mean that if you miss one, you stop. I do know that, but I've stopped. Yep. I'm also failing at eating healthily. My actual meals are pretty healthy, but as soon as I've finished eating, or even while I'm still eating, I'm starting to think about what sugary treat I could consume. But why on earth am I talking about failure? How negative. Why can't we all just look on the bright side of life? The reason I'm telling you about these things is because we're friends, and friends are honest with each other. And I think it's a problem when people only post positive, fun, shiny things on the internet, because people seeing those shiny things might start to feel inadequate about their own non-shiny lives. Good girl. I'm not complaining here, but my life is not shiny either. I'm not someone who thinks that I deserve all the riches and success in the world automatically. I don't always think I'm very good at what I do because I have the same inner critic and inner voice as anybody else does. My house doesn't look like a minimalist's Instagram paradise. I run fairly regularly, but just because you might have seen pictures of me having had a run doesn't mean I'm doing it every single day. It doesn't mean I'm really fast, and it doesn't mean I run really far. Just walking up a hill now. This was badly planned. It's actually a huge thing for me that I left the house today, let alone that I'm now standing in my local forest talking into my camera when there are people around. Someone might see me and think I'm a right dickhead. I'm really trying to push through barriers here. When I first started vlogging in 2007 or so, I really didn't mind this. Maybe it's because I was so much younger, didn't care. Also, people weren't doing it very much. There's a dog. Albie, don't bark. Go and have a play, good girl. I suppose I'm thinking about this stuff and talking about this stuff because I want to remind myself I can't do everything all at once. And just because I write something in a list doesn't mean it can happen. And if it doesn't happen because it was never achievable in the first place, I really shouldn't feel bad about that. I'll just get up again the next morning and keep trying. So that's what I've been doing. The album is coming along well, but it's definitely crunch time now. It's always like this with a big project, for me anyway. I had the best intentions in the world of keeping healthy so that I can stay in a really positive mood throughout the whole thing, but I am only human. I'm doing my best, and sometimes my best means that I've got a really messy house and I haven't been out for a few days and I've eaten a lot of biscuits. I really like biscuits. I found a nice leafy bit. So here I am, standing in a bush of some kind, just doing my best to keep going, to keep making things, to keep completing things, to keep working little by little on my big projects. I'm sure I'm not the only one who takes on too many things and feels like I'm failing if I can't do all of the things. So do let me know what you're working on, what challenges you're coming across at the moment, and if you have any words of advice on mindful productivity, something that I'm striving towards. Just got to keep trying. Thank you for joining me and Albie on our walk today. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're interested in hearing 4 exciting snippets of this album that I've been working on, this is for you. See you next week.